Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at the new character limit breaks. For those of you guys who don't know, each of the characters in the game got an upgrade to their limit break once you maxed it out at level 10 upon hitting level 100. Now, some of these are really good, some are better than others, but I'm going to be going through them today with you guys, and we're going to take a look at all of them, alright? So we're going to start with Cloud, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how all of their limit breaks have been updated and how good I think they all are. So going over to Cloud, if you go down to Clim Hazard right here, you can see that it does 1500% physical magic non-elemental damage. Also in stats, debuff is granted to target, so when a debuff is on the target, it removes physical defense up and magic defense up against a single enemy. So let me say that one more time just because I think it came out a little bit unclear. When the enemy is debuffed, it does ×2 damage up to 3000, but it also removes physical defense up and magic defense up with a charge time of 900. So all in all, it's pretty good. You're probably already going to have a character breaking physical magic defense if the enemy is going to be utilizing stuff like that. It can help, but it's definitely not as OP as Sephiroth getting Enfeeble on his 900 charge speed limit break, which we will get to last. Alright, so that's Clouds. It's okay, not the best. I wish he would have gotten Enfeeble too, but it is what it is. Alright, going over to Barret, and some of these I haven't even seen. Alright, so here is Satellite Beam, charge speed 900, deals 1200% physical magical non-elemental damage to all enemies. Also, when Barret's HP is 80% or less, it deals ×2.5 damage. Alright, it also raises physical defense and magic defense to the team. Potency of mid on the first cast. You're only ever going to get the mid unless you already have the mid and it's bumping up your team buffs to high. And then it also provokes as well. So that's interesting and nice that there is provoke on this. Hopefully Angeal got the same treatment. Alright, so not bad. For Barret's, I like his better than Cloud's. I'd give Cloud's a B and Barret's an A as of right now. Let's go over to Tifa. Okay, we're going to go down to Dolphin Blow. Charge speed also 900, deals 1500% physical magic non-elemental damage. When the enemy is debuffed, it does ×2 damage and also gives +4 ATB to self. Wow, okay, so I'm going to put this one up in A+/S tier. +4 ATB is crazy. I really wish Cloud would have got this treatment rather than the physical magic defense break. This is very, very good. So Tifa definitely lucked out on that. Now let's go over to Aerith and check out her updates on Breath of the Earth. Alright, so Magic Heal is cast, potency 94% of healing potency, also removes physical defense down and magic defense down to all allies, okay? And also applies Regen to the team. The Regen is actually pretty nice, I'm not going to lie. Regen is definitely a super nice thing to have added to that. Not super strong, but still strong, so maybe we'll give it like an A-. Alright, so let's go over to Red 13. Alright, we're going to go down to Stardust Ray. Already a fantastic limit break because it can remove physical magic attack up even if the enemy is immune to it. Charge speed 1200, deals 600% physical magic non-elemental damage, and it's going to apply Amplify healing abilities to self for the next command, Ultimate Command Healing, plus 30%. This one is a bit more niche. You'd have to time this properly, and you're probably already timing the Stardust Ray for the physical magic attack removal. Not to say that it won't work well when it does, but I do think that this healing amp might not always... Oh, I guess it's the next healing ability to self. Okay, amplifies healing abilities to himself for his next heal. So even if he didn't heal right away after this, the next heal would be 30%. So I do like this. This is pretty solid overall. So we'll give him like also a... I mean, the limit break by itself is already super strong for Red 13. So we're gonna keep him at A. Alright, now let's look at Yuffie here. We have Landscaper, 900 charge speed, deals 1200% physical magic non-elemental damage. Also against a single target ×2 damage. Also applies HP gain to all allies, duration 30 seconds, which is basically, HP gain is essentially like a life siphon on each of your attacks you're healed. So when triggered, restores 10% of targets max HP, so every time they attack. So honestly, this one's really good, guys. This is a super good thing to have on a DPS, to have a little bit of support built in there. I would say this is like A+. It's up there. It's really good. I like it. Alright, let's keep going, guys. Alright, so Cait Sith, curious about this one. Alright, here we have Moogle Dance. Magic Heal is cast, 27% of healing potency to all allies. Also increases physical and magic attack to mid. And the upgrade is increases the limit gauge summon gauge by 10% for an ally excluding self. So it's going to be all allies excluding himself. Honestly, this one is not really that great. I would say this one is the worst one we've seen so far. 10%, it should have been like 20%, I think, would have made it better. It does have a fast charge speed, but yeah, we'll just have to see how this one plays out in the game. Alright, going over to Vincent right here. He is the most unique limit break out of everyone. So this is going to deal, now look at the charge speed, 4,000, deals 7,500% physical magic non-elemental damage. Also physical attack is increased extra high. For those of you guys who don't know, that is 4 tiers, okay, along with magic attack extra high tier. And then when HP is 90% or less, haste is applied. Oh my gosh, this is so good for him. This is S. For him, this is S, especially when he's in the Chaos mode, guys. Very, very, very good. Vincent definitely got the good treatment here. Let's roll over to Sid right now. Alright, so here we have Sid, Hyper Jump. This is going to deal 1,500% physical magic non-elemental damage with a charge speed of 1,800. Also, status ailment Stop is applied, duration 10 seconds. And then the addition is physical magic attack break mid to a single enemy. So not bad. Overall, it's pretty decent to have on there, but it's nothing crazy. Let's go over to Zack and let's see what we got. Alright, so let's see here. Going down to Apocalypse. This is going to have a charge speed of 900, deals 1,200% physical magic non-elemental damage to all enemies against a single target times 2 damage, and applies exploit weakness to himself. Potency 40%, duration 40 seconds. This is what Cloud needed. Honestly, really good. Also S tier. I think if you have exploit weakness on your limit break or enfeeble, it's basically instant S tier, so very good for Zack. I'm happy to see him get that upgrade. Let's go over to Sephiroth, who is now currently trying to survive the arrival of his future self. Alright, Heliacal Rising, charge speed 1000, deals 1,500% physical magic non-elemental damage. Also when stats buff is granted, so when he is buffed, he deals times 2 damage for a total of 3,000%. Now his buff to this is it applies amplify physical abilities all allies, next physical command ability damage plus 30%. Okay, so he basically amps the next physical or magic ability by 30% to everyone in the team, including himself. Overall, pretty strong. Not quite as strong as the exploit weakness or the enfeeble, but it is very strong nonetheless. I'd say it's going to be in A tier as well. Alright, let's keep going. Man, we got so many characters in the game. Honestly, guys, they need a upgrade all characters at once button, because it took me so long to fill out the rest of these growth nodes for all these characters at the same time. It took really too long. Alright, so let's go to Glenn. Okay, alright, so here we have Hell on Wheels, charge speed 900, deals 1,500% physical magic non-elemental damage. When HP is 80% or less, deals 2.5 damage, removes physical attack up, magic attack up, so same as Matt and Red 13's limit breaks, and also gives him Veil for 40% of his max HP. For those of you guys who don't know, Veil is essentially an extra barrier. So let's say he had 10,000 HP, 40% of 10,000 would be 4,000. So when he casted this Veil, you would have to do 4,000 damage before you got actually back to his HP bar. So all in all, pretty solid, all right? A 40% Veil every time he casts for a tank, I would say, is better than Barret's physical defense, magic defense buff. Veil is always going to be good, I will say. Alright, let's keep going. We got Matt right here. We only got a few left. Okay, so going down to Vanquishing X, 1,200 charge speed, deals 600% physical magic non-elemental damage, removes physical attack up, magic attack up, like Red 13 and Glenn. Alright, also removes physical attack down, magic attack down to all allies. That's going to be definitely an interesting one to have. So Matt getting a lot of utility here on his limit break, which is nice to see. Alright, let's go over to Lucia. I really hope Lucia gets something awesome right here. Alright, Cheering Shots. Charge speed 800, deals 900% physical magic non-elemental damage. It increases the physical attack, magic attack of all allies mid. And then also gives +2 ATB gauge to all allies. Let's go. Lucia coming in clutch right there. Definitely got the best supportive ability right here. Plus 2 ATB. I'm gonna give Lucia's Limit Break S tier also, guys. Very, very, very good. That ATB is super nice. And then we're going to Angeal. Please, for the love of the gods, give him Provoke. It is here. Okay. Add Astra, which is, I would say, of the tanks, Angeal, I would say, has the best limit break overall just before the upgrades. Charge speed 1800. This is going to veil the entire team for 25% of the max HP of each person affected, which is insane. Especially now we're starting to get 25,000 HP in a battle. We're talking over 5,000 HP of, you know, veil for the entire party. Like, really strong. Also, magic heals cast 9% of healing potency, all allies, and Provoke, which is something Angeal has desperately needed in his kit, is a Provoke. So thank God it is here, right here. So I would say that his is S tier as well. And last but not least, we have the man himself, Sephiroth Original, and his limit break is insane. Octaslash, charge speed 900, no threshold, 3000%, just base damage right off the bat, while also inflicting Enfeeble on a single enemy with a duration of 50 seconds. It's insane, guys. I kind of feel like Cloud got a tiny bit shafted in comparison to Tifa and Cloud, which is unfortunate because I feel like, you know, this is Cloud. It's Cloud Strife. It's his game. He should be getting some really great stuff, but it is nice to see all the characters getting more or less a good treatment. There's a few characters that didn't really get, that kind of pulled the short straw there, if you know what I mean. But it is what it is. So I just wanted to go over all of the new limit breaks with you guys and just kind of like lay that out. I don't know if all of you guys have had the chance to level up the characters, but it is cool to see these changes to the limit breaks in the game. I don't think that it necessarily makes up for what I would say is a flopped overall anniversary. There's definitely some great things about the anniversary, don't get me wrong. I am more hyped about Advent Children than probably anyone you guys know. It's just a shame to see it kind of implemented and executed in a way that I feel like is pretty negligible to basically all of the Ever Crisis community. So anyways, guys, that is going to conclude the kind of breakdown of all the new limit breaks. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you did, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.